Hi, Year 7, this is lesson 2 of HTML. Again, make your way to www.w3schools.com. The link will be in the PowerPoint presentation, which I will attach on Show My Homework. So last lesson, we introduced this. We introduced HTML code for the first time, and we went through the introduction, the editors. I think we went into the basics, and the majority of you have submitted your first part of the website, which was my first heading, my first paragraph using the different tags here. I accidentally just paused that by mistake, but using the different tags here. Then you've got obviously the HTML document, and you can go back into this work area. So I'm just going to close this down. We don't need this. Okay. Now, today we are going to be looking a little bit more at the different types of areas in HTML. We're going to obviously go through these in a bit more detail. We're going to start off with HTML headings. So if you could make your way to the HTML headings tab for me, please. Once you've done that, you can have a little scroll through and it shows you the different examples that you may have in your heading. So again, click on Try It To Yourself. It'll take you to a new browser and you can look at all the different headings here that you've got. Now I'll just get rid of that for you. You can see, look here, heading 1, there's the tag. Remember the closing tag, it's / H1, and you've got the H1 there, the heading. You've also got, let's get rid of that again. You've got the H2, and then this associates with the different heading styles. So if I was to, for example, put here zoo, let's put London Zoo. I'm doing a website on London Zoo. You can see when I run it, that changes that heading. So headings, these are subheadings. You can use this tag for within your website. So again, if you open up your document from last lesson, remember you can go into Notepad, or just well, if you're not on a PC, you can open up any pad from the website. Let's just open it up. It's taking a bit of time. I'm not going to save my code. Here we go. I'm going to put this code in. Remember, you have got to make sure you can start incorporating that different elements of code now from your other areas. So if we go back to the editors, and if you want to put these parts in, you can. Look, so you've got my first heading there. Again, I'm starting to add to my code now. We've already got the H1, so I don't really need to put that in. So I'm just going to delete that because we don't need that one. We've already got it. But you can see that I'm starting to build up my code. And I've done this on Notepad. Now, again, when you save as, I've gone to my year 7 lesson. Remember, you're going to save it as lesson 2 or whatever you want to save it as, it's appropriate. And then you're going to save it as a HTML file and a text file. So we're going to start off with the text file here. So I've got my lesson 2 saved, and now I'm going to save as a HTML file that will open it up in a web browser, hypertext markup language. So already exists. I practiced it earlier, but I'm just going to you won't have one there. So I'm just going to go into my year 7 ICT folder, and you can see I've got my 2 lesson 2 folders there that I saved earlier. So if I click into that, you can see all of my headings. This is my code. I've actually started to create my website here. So I'm going to go back. I don't really need that. So I'm going to go back to the actual website because that's what I want to, and on here. So this is my code. I'm just going to close that down. We've tried it. There we go. So back to the website. I now want you to have a look at styles and paragraphs. We've done the headings, which is obviously heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to start adding. So again, paragraphs are similar to this. It's got different tags. And this is another paragraph. you can add as many as you want in. So you can actually see here, if I go back to my code, I'm just going to copy and paste that. This is I'm just going to put here second as an example. So again, I'm just going to click save. I'm going to save as. I'm going to call it the lesson 2, but I'm going to do HTML, so I'm going to save over the document. You can put version 1, version 2 here if you don't want to keep saving over the document. That's your prerogative. You can do that however you want. So I'll save. It's going to say, do you want to repeat? Yes. I'm going to go back to my file. I'm going to open this now. And you can see that's my second paragraph. So I've got 2 paragraphs. Obviously, lots of different headings. You can change these headings however you want. That's your choice. I'll just show you here. It's not ideal having this here, but there we go. Let me just see if that goes off. There we go. You can see all the different headings on the side. So I'm just going to close that again. I'll go back to this website. And now you've got different styles that you can put in. And you've got, look, I am red, I am blue. You can start changing the text. Again, you can try it for yourself. And you can look at the different styles now. So you go, I am normal. That's a different text there. And then you've got the style. You've got a paragraph at the start there, look. And then you've got the color of what you want to put in. So just try using that tag there, or that information. Again, you can put that into your work area. Let's get rid of this. And then you can change it to red, you can change it to blue, you can change the font style. It's the font size, sorry. You can change it to whatever you want. Again, you can have a try, change this to green. I'm going to run that. Then it changes it to green. You can list some obscure colors if you want. I think, let's go Dodge Blue, I think they have. Let's run that. There you go. Is that changed? It hasn't. It's changed to black, so that's a made-up one that didn't come true. But we can change that back to blue. But you can put lots of different colors in. There you go. So if you don't put a color that doesn't match, it will go back to black. So you've obviously got the different styles here. You can change the font size. Again, you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. So what I'd like you to do, again, is incorporate this into your text file here. Once you've done that, so you can start to build up your code. You can see here, you're starting to add lots and lots to your code here. Now, what I'd like you to do is save that. Again, I'm going to save as, excuse me, I'm going to save this into a HTML file. Save that here, already exists. Yes, I do want to open it up. Again, I'm going to start to have a look at my code when it loads. And then you can see here, I am red, I am blue. Remember, the reason that's not red is because I've just changed it to blue in my text. So if I want to actually change that to red, which I'm now going to do, you can see here, you would change your code because it is wrong. So if I go again, I save that. And then if I go to save as again for the HTML code, which you need, you can see I've just saved it as HTML. Yes. And again, it's saved. I'm going to go back because I've saved over it. This is the new version. I am red. So I've changed the code there. So the actual code is starting to change. That was the old version. This is the new version. So actually changing it on the notepad on your PC is what you can do. Guys, if you don't have a PC, that's absolutely fine. That's why we have the try it for ourselves button on here, why it's so good. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to use headings, paragraph styles today. And why not go down to colors as well? This is something that's really good. You can actually change the color of the actual style. You can have a look. It was Dodger Blue. There we go. That's where I got it from, what I said before. So you can actually change the colour. Again, you can try it for yourself, but you can incorporate this in your actual coding on your notepad. What I would expect, guys, I'm going to just get the snip button here, but you can just push the print screen or take a picture or write it down. You can do whatever you want here. But what I would expect here, I'm just going to get a quick picture, is I would expect you to copy that. Now, I'm going to put this into a PowerPoint. So I'm just going to open up a new PowerPoint. And this is what you can do it on Word, you can do it on PowerPoint, you can do it. There was a PowerPoint that I'd open. So it's running a bit slow, but year 7 ICT, and you can call this lesson 2. Now, once you've done that, again, I'm just going to paste this code in, and this is HTML code. Now, what I expect from you is you can insert a text box here, and I'd like you to explain what this code does. Now, let me just insert a shape. You can do this as well. Let's just do a little arrow, and then you can spin it around. Make that a bit bigger if you want. So again, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to explain what the code does, and try and explain what the H1 is, the H2 is, the P's are. You've obviously got the styles in here as well, which you can look at. And then what would be really useful is if you can then go and show what it actually looks like on the screen. So if you have got a PC, this would be really useful, because what you can do, apologize about the stop button there, I can't get rid of that, but you won't have that. And then you can actually show what the code represents here. So not only have you got the code, you've actually got the code working. I'll just put it down there. Look, so you could actually explain what it does and say, well, look, heading 2, it shows the heading there, and then you've obviously got the different. And remember, this is the code, the hypertext markup language, the HTML code that is run the websites that you use every day. So that's your task. If you haven't got a PC, don't worry, it's not a problem. What you can do is you can actually do the code on the actual website. So you can go through the code here on the website. You can, by looking at, remember, I wanted you to do headings, paragraphs, styles, and then you can, obviously, if you want to, you can go on to the colors as well, as a bit more depth. But again, you can write this down, you can handwrite the code out. So it can look a bit like this in your PowerPoint. And then you could actually draw, if you want, if you're handwriting it, you can write the code out, and then you could actually draw what it looks like. Again, if you want to try and go a bit further, don't stop yourself. You can center that if you want. You can start, I mean, in the next lesson, lesson 3, we're going to try and center that. We're going to make the London Zoo. Well, some of you may do this with the color, which is a bit of a challenge task, but we're going to center it. We're going to put color to it. We're going to add headings in. We're going to write a paragraph about whatever the topic you're doing yours on. But essentially, guys, this is where I want you to get to today. I want you to have a look at the code, have a try, see how you can use this. Again, don't limit yourself. Go to as much detail as you want. Submit this to your teacher, and good luck. Thank you.